Welcome everyone to the June show of the Spectacular Entrepreneur Show, and I am Nanette Polito, your host, and we're really happy you're here with us again this month. We have a great show for you this week, and we have great guest for you. So let me tell you a little bit about who's here with me. Of course, Eddie Esposito is here with me. Eddie is an international expert in relationship development and communication skills. He challenges entrepreneurs around the world to leverage the untapped potential of their networks, continually developing themselves as leaders and creating an amazing business and spectacular life. Eddie is a longtime business and personal coach and is co-founder of Asentiv, a worldwide consulting and coaching company focusing on supporting the life of the entrepreneur. He has contributed to several best-selling books, including The World's Best Known Marketing Secret, Business by Referral, and Truth or Delusion, Busting the World's Biggest Networking Myths. He has also been featured on many radio shows and in the newspaper throughout Europe and the United States. A native of New Orleans, Eddie's greatest achievement came after losing his house, 2 businesses, and moving his family to Atlanta in wake of Hurricane Katrina. As soon as the city allowed, Eddie began traveling weekly to New Orleans and supported devastated entrepreneurs in his area to take control of their circumstances. He pulled them together weekly, and supported each other through insurance difficulties, displaced family issues, and uncertainties of what would happen to their lives. Through his support and engagement, every one of those entrepreneurs would become some of the founding elements of Asentiv's entrepreneurial program, the Spectacular Entrepreneur. In a previous life, Eddie was a high-flying chef cooking aboard private aircrafts for many celebrities, including 4 U.S. presidents, almost 5, and our former First Lady. We have Mike Macedonio. These are my normal people here. Mike is a New York Times best-selling author, speaker, and entrepreneur. Mike is a business partner. Mike and his business partner, Dr. Ivan Meisner, co-authored The World's Best Known Marketing Secret, Building Business by Referral, and Truth or Delusion, Busting Networking's Biggest Myths, which has hit several bestseller lists, including the New York Times, Wall Street Journal, USA Today, and Amazon. Mike is co-founder of Asentiv. He has built Asentiv from a small training and consulting company to an international organization on 6 continents. Mike gives back to his community by volunteering. He holds a position on the board of directors for the Wisconsin's Big Cat Rescue, a nonprofit organization caring for abused or neglected tigers and lions. He is also an avid cyclist. One of the proudest moments, he twice competed in the Leadville Trail 100 mountain bike race in Colorado. When he is not helping entrepreneurs, big cats, and cycling, he has a passion for his wife and entertaining friends. And if you're not friends with Mike on Facebook, become friends, because you get to see awesome pictures of those great cats. They are beautiful. Our special guest today is Thomas Gay from refer.com. We're really happy to have him here. Thomas Gay is a lifelong serial entrepreneur focused on bringing IT solutions to complex businesses and marketing problems. Tom's newest success, an exciting Web 2.0 technology firm called refer.com, which we're going to hear about today, provides a package of high-performance referral marketing tools to professionals, service providers, where relationships are at the core of the client's business success. Refer.com services are aimed at financial service firms, attorneys, insurance professionals, consultants, accounting, nonprofit, and many other service firms. Refer.com teaches users the keys of building trust-based referral relationships and then provide easy-to-use web and mobile software tools for personal relationship building, task management, and results tracking. In today's setting, marketeers are competing with more noise, higher cost, and more barriers to reach a decision maker. Refer.com tools break through the noise and puts the professional back into the high-touch success building relationships with key prospects and potential referral sources. In the 1980s, Tom founded National Decision Systems, NDS, the pioneer in advanced target marketing technology tools for major consumer goods and financial service companies. Tom's firm was twice honored with the Covenant Inc. 500 award, and he sold it in 1988 to Equifax in Atlanta, Georgia. Today, NDS tools are still the industry standard, and the company is now part of AC Nielsen Incorporated. In 1990, Tom started Vista Info to deliver real-time geo-targeted property risk info to banks, insurers, realtors, and home buyers across the USA. After going public in 1997, Tom was honored with an Individual Investor magazine cover story, where he was called one of the 5 best undiscovered CEOs in the USA. Vista Info was named a Magic 25 company in 1999 and was acquired in 2000 with sales of $80 million to create what is now known as Fidelity National Information Solutions. In 2001, Tom and his wife Patty went to South Africa, where they started a nonprofit ministry organization, Monte Cristo Ministries. Today, MCM feeds thousands of people daily and brings together organizations, churches, and universities worldwide to help relieve the burdens of poverty, family breakdown, and HIV/AIDS in Cape Town area. Tom has served on numerous corporate and community boards and is frequently sought speaker on topics on referral relationship marketing success, leadership development, and socially responsible businesses. So before we move on, I just want to let everybody know, as you hear from these 3 great gentlemen, you are going to have questions. So please be sure to put your questions in the question box, and I will relay them as we go along. So with that, Eddie and Mike and Tom, welcome, and I'll let you take it from here.
Well, thank you, Nanette, and Thomas. Thank you for being on our show. For the audience's benefit, Thomas, Eddie, and I got to know each other a couple of years ago, and talking about what each of our companies' similarities and the synergies were remarkably well aligned. And what we'd like to do on today's show is to have a conversation around referral generation, generating more business by referral, and what it's really like to strategically build your business on relationships and referrals. And specifically, what are the things that Thomas has, what are they doing with some high-tech tools to make this high-touch even more effective and less time-consuming? Eddie, I'd like to share your thoughts, and then I'd like to maybe talk about one of the core similarities is in our strategy and philosophy. Eddie?
Yeah, I will say that one of the things that I noticed immediately about what Thomas was showing us was 2 things. Was one, I would say ethically or values-wise, it was a great match for us and for all the people that we're dealing with in the referral marketing space over the last 15 years. It was almost as if he was part of the conversation from the very beginning. And what he's done is he's designed a tool to work side by side with someone who's serious about generating a really good referral-based marketing plan. It's quite different than a lot of other systems you'll see because it's based on that one premise alone, referral generation, which is way different than just ordinary, CRM-based marketing. So I guess like the first thing we'll put out is, what would be some of those core elements that were in mind when designing the system?
Yeah, if I can add, I appreciate the warm welcome in our relationship as it's expanded, and that is, I was struck. It was like a lightning strike when we first met and started to get to know each other. I found we were so much in alignment. You were like brothers from another mother. We speak so much the same language. We've simply taken an approach towards creating a technology to help enable it, and so it's just a very reaffirming relationship that we've been able to enjoy as we've gotten to know each other.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So one of the core strategies that we use in Asentiv in helping people develop relationships is obviously developing their network, their personal sphere of influence.
Yeah.
And specifically, that strategy focuses on it's more effective to go deeper than wider. We do need to build an established network, and we can't live in a cave or a hole or, you know, a cubicle. We do need to get out there and build relationships. But the true success when we take those key relationships and go deeper. And for those associated with Asentiv, I've probably heard us talk about the VCP process. Okay, going from visibility to credibility to profitability. Okay, and just getting stuck at visibility isn't really going to create that referral success we're all looking for. One of the things that struck us almost immediately in talking with Thomas is his experience and his philosophy of pretty much the same thing. So Thomas, you know, you had an extensive history in referral coaching and referral marketing before you started Refer.com. So how did that show up in your experience?
Well, I did, and I want to reaffirm, go deeper versus wider is the key to building a successful referral-based business. In my career, after selling my public company in 2001, I was recruited to come in and help a referral coaching company solve a marketing problem. That company today is called Buffini and Company out of San Diego. And in 2 weeks, the owner, Brian, turned me into the president of the company. So I don't know if that was his strategy, but I brought to that organization an experience of building relationship-based businesses, but without the referral focus such as his did. But I also had some large company in my background. And so as I went forward, I learned how to bring technology and relationship building processes into a connection that leads to where we are today. What I found is I was unconsciously competent creating new clients for my earlier companies. With my experience at the Buffini organization, I became consciously competent on how to turn it into a systematic approach. And I'll say one of the biggest problems of all the people who we encounter in our company, and I would say likely in your network, is the failure for people to adopt a systematic, repeatable process with a small group of people to create the VCP outcome that you mentioned a few minutes ago. So systematic, repeatable means discipline, and if it's systematic and it works, then it's going to become scalable, and you're going to get to the P in your VCP equation.
Thomas, through developing a system like that, a good referral marketing system being based on relationship, you know, the meeting with individuals one-to-one, like when we meet, for example, or when we get together and we actually generate something for each other is like the end of it all. So there's a lot of things that come before that you've built into your system. Like, what were some of the key components you were thinking of about managing the people that are in your network when you put this together?
Well, I think there's two that come right to top of mind. Number one is you've got to do what I call get in touch and keep in touch. Okay, and I speak to the high touch relationship you did earlier today, Mike. But keep in touch means on a repeatable basis. We recommend once every 2 to 3 weeks, get out and get in touch with that small group of core potential referral sources. So first of all, repeatability. Second of all, and this is a big leap for most people, you have to take a different state of mind into that touch, if you will. You have to take the state of mind of giving into that relationship as opposed to trying to get from it. Giving, in our case, is very specific. It means speaking to them about something that they're interested in, not about what you're trying to sell. So if I were just taking from the profile of Eddie, as was described to us all earlier, if I were to relate to Eddie about gourmet cooking, something about the challenge of preparing meals on an airplane, how to contribute to the recovery of a community after it goes through a crisis like Hurricane Katrina. All these things we've just learned about Eddie, if I relate back to him about those things in my touch, in my reaching out every 2 to 3 weeks, Eddie's going to begin to see that I'm thinking about him, and I'm not just thinking about myself or doing business. So, and out of that comes trust, and out of the two-way avenue or dialogue around trust comes the credibility leading to the referrals.
And that, Thomas, is one of the things that struck me when I saw your system the first time, is how personalized it gets. It's not everyone getting the same touch. It's not everybody getting the same gift. It's a very personalized approach. And the personalization goes even beyond technology. You know, for example, when your system is prompting, it's time to make a phone call. It's time to see him face to face. So we're talking about all these concepts. Maybe we can just take a moment, Thomas, and you can demonstrate and show us, or show the audience, how some of this shows up in refer.com. And before we do that, I want the audience to understand something. Before the show's over, there will be a very generous offer made by Thomas that you absolutely going to want to take advantage of. And I'm letting you know now. So when you see this and you get excited, hold tight, because Thomas has got something incredible for you. So
I'll move it over to you, Thomas.
Okay.
Okay. You should have control. Do you have control?
I haven't seen anything come up giving it to me, but it says I'm viewing Nanette's screen. So
okay, we just did this. I just changed you. Make another.
Am I now the presenter?
You should be.
All right. Well,
What
let's see.
screen are you? Go ahead.
Let's see if you can see my screen.
Not yet.
Okay. So it didn't come over, Nanette.
I'm shutting off my screen.
yeah, you did.
I keep clicking. Eddie, do me a favor.
Attendees on the show, feel free to put any comments or questions you have into the chat box. We'd love to hear from you.
I don't know why it's not. This worked perfectly when we practiced it before.
That's why it's not working right now. Hold on.
Shouldn't have put Eddie. Do you see where it says change presenter?
I just took control.
Awesome.
All right.
Yay.
Okay. I took control. I hope you're okay with me taking control.
We love it.
Okay. So can you see this screen, guys?
We see it.
Okay. Here's the fundamentals of the system. If you're going, and our technology is all based around these three core principles. Number one is you've got to become consistent and focused in terms of promoting your business. Number two is you've got to work towards teaming up with a small group of people. We recommend 30 to 40 max. And number three, building that highly engaged relationship. So in terms of promotion, what you're trying to do is to establish the fundamental baseline that your credentials are solid and putting yourself out into a place in the market where people can find you readily. And I'll show you what that means. I have a short video in a few minutes to show you that. The next is to team up, build a team of other professionals who serve your same ideal client, non-competitors, obviously, but as a non-competitor, selling their services, providing their services to your ideal client. Imagine if you could build a trust relationship where you give and get from each other. And then lastly, we've been talking about this a bit already, and that's keeping in touch, building trust, personalizing, thanking people, spending 10 minutes, that's the repeatable element, 10 minutes a day. And when you do that, what we find is when you operate in a systematic way with 30 to 40 people, in about 4 to 6 weeks, the people you're doing that with can be groomed to be referral sources, and you should get anywhere between 8 and a dozen new referred sales leads each and every month. So that's the whole premise of our software tool. We've made it easy to do all three.
Right. And so Thomas, if I may, so one of the things I just picked up on, to reiterate, so one of the things that makes this CRM a little different than what most people are used to is I think I heard you say that 40, 50 max was what you said?
Oh, yeah, 40 max.
So we got a CRM system and we're only putting like 40 people in it.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right. And that just keeps it down right down, and which aligns perfectly with us, because when you determine who your referral network is, that's who you want to manage. You don't want to manage other 1,000.
You just can't build relationships with 200 people. And yeah. So I'm going to show a short video right now, and what I'm showing you is the promotional video, the promote functionality. We call this the referral card, and this is a free tool. It's a short video.
When we're talking about promote, we're talking about you promoting yourself. And the best way to do that is to prepare what we call your personal referral card. This is a free tool. All you have to do is to go on to the refer.com website and sign up for it, and you'll be guided through setting up your referral card and inviting people to join your referral team. But focusing on promote right now, the goal of the referral card is to give you a dynamic means to present your credentials out to the markets who you're trying to be noticed by, to help you build relationships. Unlike LinkedIn, which is static and isn't very useful for self-promotion, this is entirely focused on you making yourself visible and known in your marketplace. Just to scan quickly through some of the features, this referral card tells the viewer everything about me, and also people who have provided testimonials about my services so that I'm building social proof that I'm a qualified provider, people who have joined my team and therefore we're partnering together to help each other grow, and then those who have referred me. Again, social proof, establishing credentials. Now, anywhere I want to present my credentials, i.e. my referral card, all I have to do is use the tools within the refer system, and I can send my referral card out into my LinkedIn connections. I can publicize my presence on any other social media that I'm active. I can put a link inside of my email client or in my newsletter or my website, and in one click, up comes this card. Well, let's say somebody wants to introduce me to someone because they know they need my kind of services. Click on the Refer Me button, and immediately in front of them is the means to easily send out a message to refer me or to introduce me or to introduce two people together. You know the type when you get the letter Fred meet John, John meet Fred. And for my referral team members, we encourage them to publicize each other's credentials out into their social stream, all building visibility and top-of-mind awareness. This is a very powerful tool, and as I said at the beginning, it's totally free. So promote yourself actively, make yourself visible, and you'll find that you'll have lots and lots of people becoming aware that you are a provider of choice for the types of services that you have.
So that is the promote tool. In the last, well, it's been in the marketplace for about 10 months right now. We now serve this tool up to almost 11,000 users in 131 countries. So it just has become a very valuable tool. Just this past week, we're very happy to announce we're now offering a brand new tool. We call it our premium referral card. The referral card that I just showed you on the video is free. This premium referral card has a small charge, but it's aimed at something even more exciting in terms of our target market. I'm going to play a short video here, and you'll get to see that not only can you be promoting yourself, but we're now allowing our users to get more proactive in their services, promoting their services. So that's the new premium referral card. And as Mike said, wait a little bit before you go do this till you hear the package that we have for you. But again, visibility, credibility, and profitability. The referral card is about visibility and credibility, social proof of who you are, and to that to the first version of the referral card, the premium card now allows you to put everything about your business, the things you do, the services you provide, in any one of those images you see there, whether it's my blog site or whether it is my flyers, brochures, even your appointment calendar can be put right into your referral card. And they're live active links that if I were to come and click on, as a real estate broker with Keller Williams, if I were to click on this house right in the middle, it would open up a new link where I could see the details of the listing that, in this case, Tracy Steele has. So I'll stop there for a minute because I know I could keep going and there might be some questions about what I've just described. Eddie or Mike?
Well, let me make a comment on that, Thomas, while Lynette looks up any questions we might have.
We don't have any yet, but I want to remind everybody, get your questions in there.
All right. The one thing about we always try to teach in our referral marketing programs, or we emphasize over and over, is if somebody's going to refer business to you, we have to make it easy for them. And any number of ways that we could do that all help. This is a good way to make it easy for somebody else to refer you. Not only promote yourself, but to also people could send people to this recorder. They could send the link out themselves along with those letters of introduction.
Exactly, and as I go back to where we opened our conversation earlier, I talked about systematic approach, using simple, easy-to-use tools to systemize who you are and what you do, and to create visibility, publicize. Takes a whole lot of work out of the process of building connections and getting out to the market.
Yeah,
so
and the visualness of it is a big help as well.
Oh, absolutely. It's very professional. And a lot of people, especially small and medium-sized businesses and professionals, do not have a website. And we've had people even calling this a website. Imagine a website for $5 a month or $88 for your entire lifetime, where you want it's unlimited usage. So
I do have a question out there.
Yeah.
The question is from Tanya. How does this compare to what some of us purchased last summer other than costing less?
You didn't come through clearly at the end of that, Nanette. Could you ask that again, please?
Sure. It says, how does this compare to what some of us purchased last summer other than costing less?
Well, what I think Tanya may have purchased is the tool we call Engage. And because the referral card has never had a price on it, so I suspect she's speaking to a product that I'm about to show you.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions?
Nope, that's it right now.
I have something for Thomas. So Thomas, before we started this demonstration, you had mentioned that you can't develop and maintain relationships with hundreds of people. And again, it's all about going deeper than wider. And I know a lot of business people find that kind of surprising. Oh, yes, I can. I can get out there and be known. And so I wanted to continue on that because I see how people respond and react to that. And in reality, first of all, I firmly agree with you. What people see is a lot of times as relationship is really that early visibility relationship. Mm-hmm. Oh, I know a lot of people know me. And the true success of what your system does and it's the type of stuff that we teach, it's really about going well beyond that. I know you, you know me. So,
way beyond that. In fact, I'm going to relate to a conversation that we had probably a year ago. I forget what the event was exactly, but we characterize it as taking your 200, 300, 400 contacts, connections, whatever you want to call them, and prioritizing them, ABCing them, as some people call it. Yes, I'm not going to give up on someone who's connection number 110, but I'm going to focus on my 30 or 40 And every 2 weeks, I know if I commit to 10 minutes a day, I can reach out and build a deeper relationship with that 30 to 40. The rest of them I may reach out to once every 6 months or quarter, or perhaps some I don't ever. So, but the thing is, you got to put the first things first. Find the 30 or 40 you can most likely build a relationship that becomes mutually beneficial. Take the rest and put them into your B or C category. You're trying to build strong advocates, and that advocate relationship comes out of focus and engagement. I have a research study here, just a little aside. I have a research study here that says if you're in touch with your clients, think of a client as an advocate, somebody who's already bought. If you're in touch with your clients on a personal level, like we discussed earlier, every 2 to 3 weeks, the odds of them, not the odds, the incidence of them referring business to you is 100%. Mm-hmm. Anything less than every 2 to 3 weeks, less than once every 2 to 3 weeks, the incidence of a client referring you to a new prospect falls to 7%. So it's a pretty easy decision. Focus on clients and the 30 centers of influence, and you're going to have a full sales funnel.
Yeah. I find that naturally what people do is when they think about developing relationships, they start with their early relationships and they want to move them to greater relationships. So they want to focus all their attention on the people that they have the lowest relationship, where actually it should happen just the opposite. It should go with those best relationships is where you go first, and then the relationship.
And it's dynamic. You can add people to it at any time. And so, but the point is, start small, turn it into a habit. We call it a 10-minute-a-day habit. And out of that habit, you then go expand out. And, we've seen financial advisors grow their assets under management by as much as $32 million in 1 year. We've seen all types of results in consulting and professional services and in small and medium-sized businesses. It's amazing what a local service provider does when they focus on nurturing the relationships after the delivery of the service. People want to advocate for you if you build that relationship.
Well, Thomas, we have about 15 minutes left. Time is flying here, so I want to make sure that we scoot on to the next thing. So you're showing us kind of a glimpse of the system right here. How does the system bring us through the next thing to show us and how it makes sure that we nurture those clients every 2 weeks and who to pick from, and how do we know there's all these different things? Because this was really impressive.
Okay, I'm going to show you. Thank you for the question. I'm going to move now to show you the Engage tool, and the Engage tool is the specific software tool that helps you connect in a deep, meaningful, and personal way. Now, if someone subscribed to this tool last summer, like Tanya, it's changed so much since last summer that I would invite you, Tanya, to reach out to me or to our service department, and we'll get you freshly started because you should be using this tool. But so I'm going to play a video. It's a little bit longer. It's about 3 minutes, but you really should pay attention to the details here because this is how you make it happen.
Here we're talking about the Engage tool. And remember, the Engage process is about keeping in touch with someone on a consistent basis. What we find is that if you focus on the top 30 people, clients, connectors, centers of influence, your referral team, those 30 people, after about the second month, should be generating anywhere between 6 and 12 new referred sales leads to you each and every month. We've got people all over the world enjoying that kind of productivity when they keep highly engaged relationships going. So the tool keeps you in touch with people by reminding you when you're supposed to reach out. It tracks everything you've done with them during your reaching out process, and it reminds you that it's time to reach out and talk to, in this case, Glenn, and provide him with something that creates that top-of-mind awareness. Now, the tool is powerful because it gives you done-for-you means to make it all about Glenn. For example, here you can see it's got his social media stream already in the system, so I can look at any one of these things and find out what he's saying. And perhaps in a phone call, I might relate to what he said on Twitter last night or in Facebook. Additionally, since I've gotten to know him, I've added personal interests. And those become very important when it comes to making the connection with him not be about my company or my product, but about where he's spending his time and his interests. And as you can see, he's interested in leadership books, kite surfing, and Australian rules football. So I'm going to send him an email. And when I send him an email, the system is going to do the work for me. First of all, it's going to bring up templates with different topical options on what I might say to Glenn. So I'm going to do a keep and just thinking of you message to him this time. There, it's already filled in, and I can personalize it any way I want, making it all about me. This message will go out from me, from my own native email system, not from refer.com. And now I'm going to add something to this to make it even more about Glenn. Remember, I put in some of his interests. Well, the tool is out searching the internet, finding news articles that might be of interest. But this time, let's make it about Glenn. And I'm going to select from one of his interests, kite surfing. Okay, Glenn likes to get out there in the waves and get tossed around by the wind. More power to him. But here's a great article our system went out and found that's going to allow me to add it in one click into this email. Now I can relate this article in my note to Glenn, and therefore Glenn will see that I've done a little bit more than the usual person does by sending out something to him that he would find valuable and interesting. And I'm 100% certain he's going to read this email when he gets it in and remember who sent it to him. So there are many, many more features in the Engage process that you're equipped to do automatically, conveniently and quickly. But let's focus on the one main thing, staying in touch with the VIPs in your life so that they'll always hold you top of mind and be willing to introduce you or reciprocate for what you're investing in them.
So that's the Engage tool. I only showed, as I said, a tiny bit of it, but that is just proven over and over again. If someone will spend the 10 minutes a day and build that discipline, 30 people should be producing as many as a dozen new referred sales leads a month. And it starts in the second month after the first 2 touches, as we like to say.
I have another question.
Yeah.
Hi, Thomas. Looks great. Any thoughts on how to encourage your team of referral partners to use the tool and continue to use it? I'm thinking of the habit and how to instill it.
Well, that's a great question. You've jumped into a topic that we haven't put a lot of energy into today, and that is creating a team of referral partners. And I think the best way to create the habit is when you get your referral card set up, to go to those people who you would call your A-list and say, hey, I'm building my business by referral, and I'd like to refer some new opportunities to you. Are you interested? Now, you know the answer is going to be yes or definitely yes. That's when you should ask them, invite them to join your team. And our system enables that inside of the free referral card. You can invite people to join your team. When they agree to join your team, you're now set up to have a dialogue with them through the system. Give a referral, see what they did with it. They get notified when you give it. You get notified, and they get notified when they give one to you. So you're building this mutual communications right within the system. The other thing about the system that's new is once you build a referral team, you can communicate through this Engage tool with everyone on that team in one group interchange. So if I've got a referral team, I can send a group message out saying, hey, congrats to, who's this here, Glenn. Congrats to Glenn, he just got a referral from Charlie. Charlie, great job. It really becomes a dialoguing environment that encourages team engagement. So,
Thomas, let me ask you just to scoot this a little bit. Is there a way that I could see what are my highest level, or what I considered my highest level relationships, down to the lower, although with 40 people it ought to be pretty high, but
well, within the referral card itself, it tracks all of your referrals, the ones you've given and ones you've received, the introductions you've given and the ones you've received. And so because it creates that history inside of that tool, you can very quickly see who's working, who's a good team member, if I can say it that way. I don't want to be judgmental. Yeah, and who's not teaming. So it's all there.
Yeah. Yeah,
Thomas, I want to make a couple of points. So Thomas, it should happen. I've known Glenn for many years, and I've learned things about Glenn on your presentation that I never knew. So we talk about the importance of going deep and wider. Here's a colleague of mine. I've known him for years. I've known Glenn, and I'm learning things by watching your presentation of a guy that's thousands and thousands of miles away. Secondly, and this is for the audience, a lot of times when you get these online tools, you got to take a second job to learn them. And having gotten engaged with this program, it really steps you through step by step. It's either stepping you through exactly what you're going to do next, or it's extremely intuitive. So it's not one of these complex pieces of technology that you need a second degree to use. It's very, very user-friendly.
Thank you. I appreciate your comments there. We've intentionally tried to, because if you don't use it, you don't get the value, and you don't win, and we want you to be the winner. Good.
Well, we had mentioned it earlier on that Thomas came to this show with a tremendous offer, and so now for the people that are on the show, as well as people that will be viewing the recorded series, this offer is going to be available to you, and I want to have Thomas tell you what that is and what your next step is going to be. So Thomas, you take it from there.
Okay, excellent. Thank you. Well, as you know, we've just released our new premium referral card, and what we're going to provide to people in the Spectacular Entrepreneur Show audience, wherever the reach of this is, the opportunity to get the premium referral card. And that's the brand new tool. It's going out all over the world now. For anyone who signs up for that lifetime investment, $88, it's like less than the cost of taking someone to lunch. You'll get the full premium referral card system, and you'll get 6 months free of the Refer Engage tool that I just showed you. Now that tool, the Engage tool, is $59 a month. If you paid for it annually, it's less, it's $49. But you're going to get the full Engage tool for 6 months. And the reason I put this program together this way is because if you use it, you'll see in 2 months, 3 months that it's working. And you'll get 3 more months of experience with it. And I think I'm going to turn you into a lifelong client. So I have my own self-interest here as much as I have yours. So you get this means to promote yourself, create your visibility and credibility with the referral card, the premium referral card. You invest $88, you're getting $350 of value and a chance to turn your business onto a fresh referral-based track. Now I'm going to put one more thing in, one more bonus in here. I call it our free ebook, and it's an ebook on how to build your ultimate referral machine. And I wrote this book. It's not a long book. It's about, I think, about 20 pages. But it's the step-by-step methodology on how to create a referral-based business. And I likely don't need to tell this audience why a referral is the best source of a new client. But nevertheless, this is exactly what I've learned, used, and now teach people to do. So that will send out. Now, you have to do something. You can't go to our website and sign up for this. I want to tell you, please don't jump out there. You got to do something so that we can identify that you're coming from the Spectacular Entrepreneur Show, and therefore we've got a special web link that Nanette's going to talk to you about. And if I've repeated the link here, but you've got to go to refer.com/cp/Asentiv. And what that will do, when we're tracking that link, that special link, so that when I know you come into that link, we can then send out the free ebook to you. But if you just came into our website, you wouldn't see it. We wouldn't see you because we've got so many other people coming in that way. But this is something that's just for this audience here and the reach that it has through the rebroadcast of it. So, Nanette, do you have instructions for people there?
So I did put it in the chat area, so it is right there in the chat area on your screen. If you want to just go cut and paste, you can do it. I put it in there actually twice to make sure that you got it. So it's right there, or you can see it right on the screen. So Thomas, thank you for putting that up there. I will say that I will be going out there and using it. And after our discussion of the other day, this has really shed some great light on it. Eddie called it a CRM, but it's really not a CRM. It is from our conversation that you and I had the other day, you don't really think about this as a CRM.
Actually, I don't. I've just turned the presenter back over to you, Nanette, just so you know.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So, no, I don't consider it a CRM. I'm a user of CRMs. I'm
right.
an advocate of CRMs. But a CRM has never done anything to put a lead into my sales funnel.
Right.
Okay. A CRM is where, after I build a relationship that creates a referral, i.e. a lead, a prospect, however you want to describe it, it then goes into the CRM or into the selling cycle or whatever the means you have for tracking, turning a lead into a buyer.
Right. Okay.
So we reside hand in glove with a CRM. However, there's another reality here, and I know none of the people on this call are this way, but what we've found is that something like 30% of CRM subscribers actually use the CRM.
Mm-hmm.
They sign up for it, they pay their $5 to $100 a month, and it goes inactive because it's complicated, it's historical, it's not proactively working to get new sales.
Well, this really does make a lot of sense, and I think it is awesome. And now I understand it a lot better than I did a year ago. And this is an awesome opportunity. So, Mike and Eddie, this was a great idea on your part. I think we're getting ready to go backstage. Would you agree, gentlemen?
I think we are. And Thomas, again, thank you for being on the show with us this month. This has been a great topic, and we knew at some point we were going to be talking about referrals, or we talk about a lot of aspects of entrepreneurship, but to have the conversation about referrals and then have you with us, this was just absolutely the best formula.
Well, yeah, I just throw this one last thing in about that whole thing is very seldom do you see a system that dummies things down. Everybody wants to, when you need a canoe, they give you a battleship. And what you've done is you've made this really streamlined and got the right things in it without overcomplicating it to make it easy to use and operate and really be effective in the referral system. Not a lot of things you don't need. What's in there is what you need.
Well, thank you. You graced me very much by your compliments. As I said earlier, I felt after meeting we were brothers by different mothers. So.
Well, to everyone, I really want to say we're going to go backstage now, so don't leave. Your questions are, we want your questions, but now you can ask them actually really live. We're going to open up all the mics. If you've enjoyed this and you've enjoyed all our shows, because I know we have some followers here, we want you to come back in July, because our topic will be undervaluing. Are you undervaluing or underpricing your services? And we're going to have a great discussion about that, because we probably are, and why are we doing that? So everybody, thank you for being here, and I'll see you backstage in a minute.